done a great job with this team, and it's been fun watching this team play. And look forward to keep watching. Look forward to calling this team tonight.
So the Proctor Rails, their starting lineup, their first line will have Austin Bryant with Tanner Ross and Caleb Lanther. On defense, they'll go with Brecken Ross and Cooper Anola. And in the nets will be Braden McLean. For Rock Ridge, their starting lineup tonight will have Colton Bialke, Cass Carlson, and Grady Denberry up front. Derek Dahl with Easton Walters starting on the D. And Stephen Ranasat will start tonight in the nets. Stephen is 4-3 on the season. He's got a 3.26 goals against, 88 saves, while Braden McLean is 4-6-1 with a 3.73 goals against. We'll now pause for the playing of our national anthem. Well, we're just about set for play-by-play action. Rita, a nice chance to talk with Jeff Lasby before the game tonight. Fifth year as the head coach, and always enjoyable talking with Jeff. He's got so many positive things to say about his team. They've played well at times. They really laid an egg last game out at Little Falls, but they had a wonderful game against Hermantown, and he's pretty excited about his team.
Yeah, Jeff is a phenomenal coach, and he's a great guy as well. It's been fun over the course of the last couple of years coaching against Jeff and his teams, because the team has gotten better every single year he's been at the helm. Just fun to see it, because this is his senior group right now that he's been waiting for the last few years since he started. Your Tanner Rosses, your Austin Bryants. This is a senior group that is really, really good. And, it's interesting to see the goalie situation, because they had A.J. Riles in the net for so long. He played so many games for these guys, but now that it looks like they just have goaltenders keep coming right behind them. So it's good to see. Jeff is a phenomenal coach, and he's done a great job. You're looking at a team that is hoping to be in that Final Four on semifinal Saturday at Amsoil, playing it with a chance to make it to a section final for single A.
Well, we're all set. It'll be Cass Carlson taking the draw for Rock Ridge against Tanner Ross for the Rails. And hockey is underway from Virginia on this Thursday night. A very mild day today, but from what I understand, it's going to get quite cold come Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
There's a coming, Bob. There's a good good cold snap coming our way.
Carlson tries to get it up to Denberry. He tapped away from him, and Brecken Ross now will clear it out of the zone, but just like that, the Wolverines will fire it right back in. Derek Dahl back after in the zone, and the clock hasn't started yet. I'm not sure what's going on with the clock up on the main scoreboard, but up on the other scoreboard, it's 16:20, and it is running. They've had some trouble with that scoreboard in the last couple of weeks. Seems to freeze up. Here's a shot and a glove save by goaltender Braden McLean.
Well, Rockridge just kind of stretching it out a little bit, as there just looks like they're stretching their legs. And again, that's just kind of your, getting things moving and getting your team going in the right direction. You saw a little stretch of the neutral zone, and right away, Proctor a little bit of a hard time getting it out.
Westby wins the draw. A shot from the point by Forsberg. Wolverines now will put it in Westby, but they say offside called on Rock Ridge. Rock Ridge won the JV game tonight, 3-2. Very exciting game. Decent crowd, but we know a lot of people are sitting at home enjoying it, sitting in their living room, either watching it on the stream or watching it live on television. Ranasat will just drop it off to Forsberg. Wolverines have a little trouble coming out. Kept back at the point. This is Paulson's. The shot goes right on. Here's another shot. And a save made right there on the doorstep was Blaine Boyson.
Ranasat having to make 2 saves right away, back-to-back. Rebound control didn't go to where he wanted it to. Went right back to the shooter's stick. You see that right on the replay right here. A little rebound right to the back end and another shot. 2 saves right out of the gate.
Puck comes back to the point. It's kept in by Davidson. That was Jacob Kuhlmann. Gives it to Forsberg. Wolverines will get it out, but quickly it's fired back in by Boyson. Boy, it comes off that wall funny.
It's going to be interesting to see if Proctor puts high pressure on or what they're going to do. Right now it doesn't look like they're sending more of a 1-2-2 type of a forecheck. It's kind of soft at the moment.
Coming in is Bardovich. Bardovich is a good-looking freshman. His number 26. I've been impressed with him since the start of the year. He came right from Bantams.
Right out of Bantams is 6 goals and 10 assists right out of the get-go.
And Coach Niskanen has him on the power play, the first power play. .15:01 to go, opening period. No score from Virginia on this Thursday night. Shot was deflected to the corner. That was Jakeson. He tried to give it, and we've got a penalty coming. Rock Ridge is going to go on the power play. Looks like we may have had a hold or a hook in the corner. Slash, I guess. So Rock Ridge will go on the power play.
Well, you're going to see that from time to time here because Rock Ridge has so much speed up front, and on that back end, they're probably going to have to slow guys down a little bit like they did in the corner. It looked like it was an interference call. Rock Ridge is kicking it at about 25% right now, 24.5%. Proctor, their penalty kill is a 72.9 at the moment. But it's always fun to watch this power play click. And, Bob, I've watched a lot of film on their power play, so I know exactly what they're going to do right now.
Carlson won the draw, and it's quickly fired out the length of the ice, and Ranasat will just have to stop it. He'll give it off to Bardovich. Now Carlson comes in and gets it with a burst of speed, carries it into center. He'll bring it into the offensive zone. Tries to drop it back. Actually, it was kind of tapped away from him, and it's cleared out once again. You know, this Cass Carlson reminds me of Jake Seitz when he played for you. A lot of skill, not a lot of size, but a lot of skill. Great hands.
He's got some speed on him, too.
Wolverines get it in. That's Dimbirio, the leading scorer. He's got 34 points on the season, 17 goals, 17 assists. Comes back to the point. This is Bardovich. Cross ice to Carlson. Goal! Carlson over the shoulder, glove side.
Well, you could see that play develop right away, and you do exactly what they're going to do. Their whole point is to try and go down to one side or the other. It doesn't matter if they're going to try to go down to Dimbirio or if they're going to try to go down to Kaz Carlson. But what they do is they look for that seam through the middle, which they found on the replay. You see that. All it did was go down to one flank on the side, which was Dimbirio. He waited for an open lane across the ice to Kaz Carlson, and that's what they look for all the time. It's that backdoor shot, and he picked that upper corner pretty easy.
So it's 1-0 Rock Ridge. And I guess they're only going to give one assist. They're only going to give the assist to Dimbirio. So Carlson will get the goal from Dimbirio, or Carlson from Dimbirio, and it's 1-0 Rock Ridge. Now Dahl in behind, battles for it. Off the skate of Norberg, it'll keep kept in by Tanner Ross. This is Bryant. Comes right to the side of the net. Here's a shot, and Ranasset will cover up and get a save. Good look at Steven Ranasset, senior. I think he played about 5 games last year where they had Ryan Rothfork.
Yeah, and he got quite a few good starts at the beginning of the season this year. And then, of course, we ran into Wyatt having such a good second part of the season, or actually next part of the season, I should say. We're not in the second part quite yet.
Wolverines trying to break out. Ross will keep it in right at the blue line. And behind that net, still loose in the zone. Wolverines having a little trouble coming out. Now Derek Dahl will run after. He takes a huge check from Tanner Ross. This is Flatley. Keep it in deep, and what do we have?
Well, it sounds like we're trying to rev it up in here is what it sounds like. We're kicking a little rock and roll jam here at the moment. As of right now, you can see Proctor starting to... They're putting the brakes on a little bit on the forecheck. It doesn't look like there's a lot of pressure, and that's why you see what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of stretch in the neutral zone because there isn't a lot of hard pressure on them. And if you're going to go with a softer forecheck like you're seeing from Proctor, Rock Ridge is going to try to stretch it out a little bit. And every now and again, you're going to catch that pass. You're going to get a breakaway out of it. Sometimes you're going to see an icing here and there. But it looks like we got another power play going up on the board for Rock Ridge.
Oh, we got another penalty called. I missed that one. It was called on number 13. That is Wynn Griswold. And the Wolverines again on the power play. This is Bardovich to Carlson.
They're going to go down to one of the sides. Ooh, a little switcheroo in the middle. Now that's a one-time shot.
Dimberio with a blast.
It's just a little switcheroo there, and all they do that for is a little deception and try to get both of their little their high-flying goal scorers on their forehand for a quick one-time shot. So you can see it. They just did their little switch. It's above. You can't see it on the replay. It's above there, but they did their switch so that both guys can be on their one-time shot side.
Bardovich with a wrister, deflected just wide. This is Breckenross, and he'll clean it out. All the way down. Coming up on 12 minutes to go in our opening period, 1-0 Wolverines. Again, they're on the power play for the second time. They've already clicked once with this. Bardovich drops it off to Dimberio. Fires it in behind the net where Kel Scott will take a whack at it. Now it's grabbed by Bialke. Back to Scott. Back out on top, Bardovich. Carlson again. Try to go inside. Puck is loose. Goal! Another one. This is Grady.
For Proctor, you could just see on the replay that backside guy just kind of got mesmerized by the puck on Kaz Carlson's side over there and wasn't paying attention to Dimberio on the back door. So again, shot a weird pass off the side from Dimberio. He actually went to the bumper in the middle and it went off him and kicked off to the backside. So it was a nice good little opportunistic bounce for Dimberio. But at any rate, when you're a goal scorer, you're opportunistic a lot. Bounces come your way a lot when you're a goal scorer.
We got 11:33 to go. Let's take a break. We'll have more high school hockey. No. Three in 6 minutes and 4 seconds.
Well, it was a real quick call on that one to make sure that they called that a goal. That right out front, you can see the shot come from up top. I don't know if it got tipped or not. It looked like it may have, and that's why I kind of thought, well, maybe wait until you call it a goal so you're sure that he didn't high stick it. But apparently he called it right away.
And looks like Proctor is going to take a timeout. Well, Reed, what a start. 3 goals.
Yeah, pretty good to get that couple of pop did 1, 2, 3.
Scoring on that goal, it was Scott from Bardavage and Westby. First goal was Carlson from Dimberio. Second goal, Dimberio from Scott and Bialke. And the Wolverines have a big start to tonight's hockey game.
Well, you had it down as far as the first goal that was scored that you thought, there was only going to get one assist on that one from Dimberio, but I feel like Bardavich should have got one down there too. And I'll be one of those guys that says this, that high school players, we're not trying to be selfish for high school players and make sure it's all about points, but we want to make sure kids get credit for them when they actually do get something, and Bardavich actually should get one on that
I thought
first
so.
goal.
Now Walters will backhand it into the zone. Went back in after his Cooper Anila. They cleared out, but Wolverines, after getting those 2 quick power play goals, here comes Carlson back by himself. His shot was just wide. Castle run it down in that corner. Nice spin move. Comes back to the circle. He'll give it off to Dimberio. Comes back to the point. Walters will go back to Dimberio. Now Bialke will control, comes to the side net. Bialke's shot was high and wide of the mark. Wolverines continue to put all kinds of pressure on. They've got the Rails back on their heels, deep in their own end. And again, the whole key was those 2 penalties, and that got Rockridge going.
Well, it's going to give you a little bit of momentum when you score 2 on the power play right out of the gate like that. It makes it pretty nice. And again, that power play percentage for Rockridge has just gone up over the course of just 2 minutes. It was 24.5 to start the game. Already rolling up in upward position. Looks like Rockridge is going to go to the sin bin here, and that's going to be Easton Walters taking his seat. And they're getting a double up there. They're going with coincidental minors. It's going to be Tanner Ross is going to join them. I wonder if there was a little pushing and shoving that we missed.
Yep. I think we did.
I think they had a few sweet things to say to each other before they went to the penalty box, don't you?
3-0 Wolverines.
At any rate, it's going to be high school hockey at its finest right here. After 2 guys give each other a couple of pumps and a few whacks, we're just going to keep it 5-on-5.
John Westby breaks in. Here's a shot from Westby, and somehow the goaltender got that one. Braden McLean. Now Westby, he'll give it off to Bardavich. Jackson will drop it back to the point. Here's a wrister from the point. Another save by McLean. Wolverines again putting all kinds of pressure, and a shot from Forsberg. It'll be kept in on that far side by Jacob Coombe. Now it's grabbed by Westby once again. Drops back, another shot from Coombe. Save made, another goal right in front. I think it was John Westby that scored 21. And the Wolverines have a 4 spot in the first period.
Well, good puck movement all the way around for that line for the Rockridge Wolverines. Just good movement down low, and then what smart hockey players do when they start to move the puck down low, then they start to rotate it up high and go low to high, and good shot to the net and a good rebound. So Westby's going to get the goal. We'll keep our ears to the grindstone here to find out where the apples came from on that one.
Scott and Bardovich will get the assist.
Well, good little start there for Scott as well too. Scott with a third goal, and then just tallies up an apple on that one too. Bardovich, it only says he's got one assist, but I'm giving him credit for two because I think he got one on the first goal. Oh, that would give him three. He had an assist on the last one too.
Yep.
He's already tallying up a few points.
Here comes Flatley in the attacking zone. He'll drop it for Norberg. Norberg carries in behind the net. It'll be kept in high. Shot taken. A lot of front of the goaltender. Now the loose puck is grabbed by Avery Lee, and he'll clear it out. Gets it up to Dylan Densler, but it's taken away. Here comes Zach Norberg back. Tries to go around the defense. Puck is loose. Loose puck now is grabbed by Lanthier. He has it poke checked away. Wolverines keep the puck in the attacking zone. 7:20 to go in our opening period. Wolverines with a 4 spot, and now we'll have an icing called. They'll bring the face-off all the way back, and it'll be in the Rockridge offensive zone.
Well, we've already had a timeout for the Proctor Rails from Coach Laspy to try and get things settled a little bit here, but looks like they may need another one.
Let's take a quick break for our stations. Wolverines trying to come out of the zone. This is Derek Dahl. Headmans a pass, comes up to Carlson. Carlson's got Timberio with him. A shot and a big save by goaltender Braden McLean.
Good little bullet of a shot there by quick and speedy number 4. I don't think there's anything wrong with that play. Some people would say, well, geez, you had Timberio wide open over there. But you know what? The best play in the game of hockey is a shot on net. So if he thought that he had something that he could see, why not take a shot? And he pulled the trigger, goalie made the save. Yeah, this has been a tough start for the Proctor Rails here. Like I said, sometimes the timeout helps. It didn't help at this point, but maybe a period break, and if they can get themselves, without getting too far into the hole in the next 6.5 minutes.
John Westerby will try to control it. He gets bumped off the play. And we have a whistle. We're going to have coincidental minors again. It's going to be Westby going off for Rock Ridge. Do we have another one? Or is it just the Wolverines? Nope, I guess it's just the Wolverines penalty. And now Proctor will have their first chance.
The Proctor has had a pretty good power play this year. They're sitting at about 26.2% right now. Of course, the Rockridge Wolverines at 84.5, which is a real high-end penalty kill percentage. But this is a good power play for Proctor. You got Tanner Ross and Austin Bryant, a couple guys that have got some speed and some skill. Watch them try to get the puck to number 7 on this one, and then down to his little brother, number 8.
There's a goal scored by Ramazzini. Enzo Ramazzini, number 24, will get the goal.
Well, I do like that name. It sounds like he's Italian, so he fits in just perfect. Nice little play. I mean, like you said, I was trying to think that they were going to get it down to number 8 or over to the side to number 7, but a shot on net was good and a little bit of a rebound in front. And like we said in the previous play, what's the best play in hockey, Bob? A shot on net.
Getting assist on that goal was Austin Bryan. So we've had 3 power play goals here in the first period. 2 for the Wolverines and now 1 for the Rails. Norberg stretch pass up to Flatley, off Flatley's stick. Bryant intercepted it. Now in center ice, Tanner Ross took a whack at it. Picked up again by Carlson. Cross ice for Dimberio. Here comes Grady in a shot off the skate, goes to the far side. Carlson tries to control it. Now it's picked up by Ross. And the Rails would just get it into neutral ice. Bialke tries to control it. Austin Bryant, who just got that assist, try to control. Here come the Wolverines. Dimberio's shot deflected to the corner. Jacob Coombe will keep it in for Rock Ridge. Under 5 minutes to go here in open period. Right out in front, the puck was loose. And now Lanther will come away with it. Off to Ross. He'll bring it into the offensive zone. Oh, he tried to tee it up and just could not get his stick square enough on it.
Yeah, so what happened on that? It looked like he had just a weird angle on his stick and kind of fanned on it.
Here's a shot and a goal.
Turnaround shot by Brecken Ross. He turned around and just kind of did one of those, I'm going to come around the net, open up my hips, and just quick turn it and shot it. And Ranasset was not ready for that one. It went right under the flapper on his right arm and landed right behind him across the goal line.
After the first 4 were scored by Rock Ridge, the last 2 now have been scored by the Rails. It was Brecken from Ramazzini. And we've had 6 goals here in the first period, in the first 12:25. Here's a shot by Scott and a big save by McLean. Kept in by Westby.
Well, here I am on the Iron Range in Virginia, Minnesota, and all of the Italian names that I keep hearing are from Proctor. What is going on, Bob?
Well, with his first name Enzio, maybe he's a foreign exchange student.
Maybe,
I'm not even sure.
At any rate, he's got a heck of a name. I love it. Fits right in, right on the range.
Yep, he's played in 16 games, and he's got 7 points. Scott tries to control it. He has all kinds of trouble with Brecken Ross. Coombe tries to clear it out. It'll be kept in. There's a pass right out in front. The shot was just wide. Wide open net was Dylan Densler. Had a great chance.
Proctor on a hard push right now.
Well, I have to say it was a great timeout called by Coach Laspy. Puck is loose, and now where is it? In behind the net. Trying to control it was Avery Lee. Jumps out of the blue line, and Cooper Anila will control it. 4-2, Rock Ridge. 3:15 to go here in our opening period. Wolverines with the first 4, and now the last 3 by Proctor. There's a shot from Jacobson off the blocker of McLean. Jacobson continues to work hard for it. Loose puck now is grabbed by Zach Norberg. Cross ice, he tried to go back to Jacobson, and it's cleared, and this will be icing called on Proctor. They need it as they're changing all 5 of their skaters.
Well, 2 goals in the last couple of minutes for the Proctor Rails to get themselves back in a hockey game. And like you said, you just mentioned it, Bob, that it took a couple minutes for that timeout for the Proctor Rails to kick in, but it kicked in. They popped 2 goals in shortly after, and another shift there where it was like a boxer sitting back on the turnbuckle taking it in the face. They just, again, Rock Ridge was getting pushed back in and chance after chance.
Flatley will control it in behind, gets it to Norberg. He lets go of a shot, deflected. Proctor trying to come out of there. Norberg intercepts it, and we've got a penalty. We're going to take another break before the power play. You're viewing tonight's hockey game from the Iron Trail Motors Event Center. Well, the last penalty was called on Levi Flatley.
Well, and we missed about 15 seconds of that power play when we were at break, but there was a couple of chances and a few shots that didn't quite connect there for the Proctor Rails, but they're moving the puck well already on this power play.
Here's a shot taken by Breckenross. Ranaset got a piece of it.
It seems to me they like Breckenross down there in that little corner. They've tried to hit him twice now already, just on this particular power play already. They're going to keep these guys out here for almost the entire 2 minutes. No, they're not. They're going to put another group in. And then what they're doing right now is they're going to put this other group in for about 20 seconds to rest these guys and get them out to finish the power play.
2 minutes to play in the opening period. 1:27 to go on the power play. Wolverines with a 4-2 lead over the Rails. Now it's grabbed by Walters, and Easton will just fire it the length of the ice. On the penalty kill is Westby. And right in the middle is Bialke. Now Westby will tap it in. Bialke goes in after it. Gare first was Gavin Davidson of the Rails. 50 seconds remaining on this power play. Jacobson tried to go on his backhand. Now Jacobson will control it in center ice. Off a stick. Comes into the Wolverine zone once again. Coming up in our final minute of the opening period. First half of the period was all Wolverines. The second half of the period now has been all the Rails.
There a good 15 seconds left in this power play with the top unit out there. And the guy stepped off sides. That's something right there that you just can't do, especially when you got 15 seconds left in the power play and you got a head of speed coming into the zone. You have to be watching the puck coming in on that one. I could see Coach Lasby down there pulling his hair out. You know, you got to stay on sides.
Back after it is Cooper Anilon behind his net. Couple seconds remaining on this power play. Tanner Ross tried to get it to Bryant in that corner, and the Wolverines will just get it out. There's nobody here. Walking in is Levi Flatley. He walks, a nice move, and just could not get it in.
Save. What a poke check save by McLean.
We're going to have to watch that one if we get a chance here before the end of the period. That was just a great save.
He got a little composed there when he came in. He went to his backhand, but as soon as he went to his backhand, McLean throws the paddle out and poke checks it.
Now 1 second to go in the period. Period comes in. Let's see if we happen to have that replay of that last shot. Nope, I guess we don't have it. So our period ends with Rock Ridge on top of Proctor by a score of 4-2. We'll take a break. Reed and I will come back and we'll show you the highlights and we'll talk about the first period after this.
They do their thing. You do yours. There's fun for the whole family at Giants Ridge.
The Ranch Teammates for Life. We are a nonprofit organization aimed at providing a healthy and purposeful life for those former players and military combat veterans, as well as their families who have suffered trauma in their lives. Our mission is to raise awareness on this important issue and remove the stigma of mental illness. To provide diverse services that include all forms of humanitarian efforts aimed at fighting brain disease. Visit us at theranchteammatesforlife.org.
When you're searching for a delicious meal that the whole family can enjoy, count on the experience and flavors of the Rink Sports Bar and Grill. As a locally owned and operated business, we have been proudly serving the entire area and our customers with only the highest quality of service and food that you need to take on the day. Dine in style and fun when you check out our trivia nights, darts, pool tables, 60-inch TVs, all while you munch on tacos, burgers, and more. Stop by today.
Big fun. Big thrills. Big air. Giant memories await in Biwabik, Minnesota.
A world of options are at your fingertips when you start your future at Minnesota North. Our 6 unique campuses offer more than 100 programs, allowing you to explore countless opportunities.
It's just so universal that, you know, you might be taking a program that's based on working in an office setting or in a business setting, but the skills that you get in this program really can take you so many more places than just that.
When you're here, you'll make real-world connections that lead to immediate opportunities in your field after you graduate, or the ability to transfer and continue your education.
The instructors here actually work a lot with people in the community. I know, like at the school, when we were hiring someone, we would actually email the instructors directly and say, hey, we have these job openings, and they would pass them on to the students that were in their class.
At Minnesota North, real-world experience isn't the exception, it's the norm, with hands-on instruction from professors who have years of knowledge in your field.
School as a whole, from our advisors and to faculty, I mean, they really look after you. Feel like you connect one-on-one with them a lot more. It's a lot more personal.
I think it's just like the smaller class sizes is better. You get a lot more one-on-one communication with your instructor. You'll have that more personalized experience.
We're more than just a college. We're a community ready to call home and ready to explore with on-campus housing and millions of acres of wilderness where year-round outdoor opportunities and athletics await.
Around here, you still have the opportunity to do those outdoor things that you love, as well as, gain the education that you're looking for.
I feel like this is my home away from home. That's how they've made me feel here.
And whether you want to take classes from home or on campus, our hybrid learning model gives you the flexibility to do just that while learning from the best.
So I really, really like the flexibility of the program. I like that I could do some of my classes online. I really, really liked that I was able to graduate without having to worry about having all that burden of debt on me.
From opportunities to flexibility, you get it all with some of the most affordable tuition in the state.
Cost per credit I know is super low compared to the bigger universities and stuff, and with that one-on-one type learning, it's definitely you get more bang for your buck.
Minnesota North colleges are open to you and a bigger, brighter tomorrow. The closest place to go far with your tomorrow is right here in Northeast Minnesota. Choose from Vermilion in Ely, Mesabi Range in Eveleth and Virginia, Itasca in Grand Rapids, Hibbing and Rainy River in International Falls. Start.
Here's another goal. Levi Flatley right there will control the puck. Carlson pass. The goalie saves it in. Here comes Carlson. Oh, nice drop pass. Walking in is Barnovich. Oh, man, the Wolverines are on a roll here in the third period. Welcome back to the Iron Trail Motors Event Center. I'm Bob Cohn with Reed Larson. Reed, 4-2 after that first period. Your thoughts before we go over the highlights?
Well, I think it was a hot start for the Wolverines. They had a couple of power plays back-to-back. They were 2 for 2 on those power plays right away and popped a couple in. And, of course, their two go-getters, their two top goal scorers were the ones that kind of started off. So the momentum was really rolling in the favor of the Wolverines there for the first probably, I'd say, 12 minutes of the period. But then there was a little bit of a pushback. He had a power play for the Proctor Rails, and they were able to pop theirs in as well. And then just a minute or so later, they ended up popping in another one. So they got themselves into a hockey game, and they actually took a little bit of control of that last few minutes of the period just because of the momentum they got from those two goals. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like just getting into the second period.
4 penalties on Rockridge, 3 on Proctor in the first period. I'm sure neither coach is happy with 7 penalties in the first 17 minutes.
Yeah, no, I mean, the penalty situation has got to be taken care of as far as being disciplined, and especially after you just with Rockridge, you took a 2-0 lead right out of the gate, and then a 3-0 lead, and then a 4-0 lead, and now you're looking at penalties, and you see what happens. The penalties can kind of slow down your momentum and actually kind of put guys on the bench that maybe aren't penalty killing, and they get out of their groove. You don't get a good line rotation going.
Saves in the first period. Stephen Ranasset finished with 7 saves. He saw 9 shots. And Braden McLean finished with 13 saves on 17 shots. What do you tell the kids right now, Reed? You know, you've been at it a long time. Again, the first half of the period, I thought it was definitely a Rockridge. Second half was all Proctor after, I thought, a great timeout called by Coach Laspy.
Well, you know, just coming from, I don't know exactly what it sounds like or what it looks like with Matt Niskanen in the locker room and how he talks to his players. I know he's pretty calm, cool, and collected. He's a soft-spoken guy at heart, and he keeps things pretty mild and meek and delivers the information the way it needs to be delivered. He isn't scream and holler. He's not really quiet, but I'm sure he's letting them know that the ebbs and flows of the game can come and go with momentum. But the competitive maturity that you have as a high school hockey player, you have to be able to keep the momentum going after a 4-0 lead. You can't get mesmerized. You can't sit back and get relaxed, and you have to stay disciplined because the two things that happened right away at the end of the period that got Proctor back in the game is, one, the discipline factor dropped down and they ended up taking a penalty, and number two, once guys were not getting into that line rotation and they're not getting a regular shift, guys are coming off the bench and maybe not into it as much as they were in the first few minutes. That's a competitive maturity thing, and I'm sure he's talking about that with his senior leadership. Like, hey, we got to keep things rolling here.
Well, I brought him a nice gift before the game started tonight. I brought him the 2005 highlights when The Virginia MIB Blue Devils won the section for the first time in her school history, and there's Matt with long hair, and I said, Matt, I can't believe you used to have long hair, so I gave him that disc that we made, of course, 20 years ago for him to have as a souvenir. Maybe tonight he can take it home, he can watch it, show it to his youngsters.
Yeah, show it to the kids. Show them, hey, this was Dad back in the day when this, right in this vicinity, we used to wear blue and white, but now it's green and white. It's a completely different program. It's meshed together with a lot of different parts, and it started its own new tradition in this area, and people are really excited about Rockridge hockey, and Matt Niskanen being the name behind the program right now. People are excited about that too, Bob.
Well, the Wolverines have returned to the ice, and very shortly we'll see the Proctor Rails coming out. Wolverines are off tomorrow, but they host Duluth East on Saturday afternoon, while the Proctor Rails, I just looked at their schedule, they're going to travel to Ely, and then they will travel to Northern Lakes. That is their next 2 games. So should be interesting to see what happens with a tough Duluth East coming in, and CEC then coming in on Tuesday. And Reed, I had a chance to look at your schedule, and boy, you guys got a tough end of the season over in Grand Rapids.
Well, we're just hitting what we like to call the gauntlet. It's this weekend. It's bus leaves tomorrow at 12:30, and we're heading down to White Bear Lake, and then Hill Murray the next day.
Rockridge will go from our right to left here in the second period. That's south to north at this beautiful new building, the Iron Trail Motors Event Center in Virginia. Reed, I got to get my glasses back on.
Put on your specs, Bob. Got to be able to get those statistics read off in a jiff.
I'll tell you some big games statewide tonight. Matamita, St. Thomas Academy. Duluth Marshall is at St. Cloud. Duluth East at Minnetonka. Warroad and East Grand Forks. That should be a good one out there in Section 8. And I Falls is at Greenway tonight.
That's what all of those cars were parked over there at the Snake Pit when I was driving through. Must have been there early for the finish of the JV game and whatnot. I was on my way over and saw the old baseball field there was packed full of cars, which means there's a hockey game going on at the Snake Pit.
Wolverines and the Rails here from Virginia. Shot from Dimberio, hit someone in front. Now Ross comes back, he'll give it off. Coming in is Bryant. His shot was deflected by Walters, goes in behind the Wolverine net. Dimberio coming back, he's got Carlson with him. Dimberio to Carlson, and he just could not get it to his forehand. Carlson leaves it for Dimberio and behind the net. Shot along the back wall by Anola. Continue to work hard. Bryant tries to clear it out. Bialkio keeps it in. He'll drop it back to Walters at the point. It's over Rister. It hit the defense in front, and Tanner Ross will try to clear it. He does get it out of the zone. This is Dahl back in his own end. Coming in is Carlson once again. Here's Dimberio's shot, and the save by Braden McLean.
That puck stuck right there under the right foot of McLean. It looked like it was going to sneak right underneath that baby. Nice little zone entry there for the captains. Grady Dimberio as well as Kaz Carlson coming in. They had a couple of zone entries. One of them was a 2-on-1 they couldn't connect on, and another one there just little drop pass to Dimberio and a shot. So already in the first shift, the high-flying scorers there for the Wolverines are getting a couple opportunities.
Coming away with it is Ramazzini. He gives it to Giswald right through the crease. Looks like the Wolverines now have changed goaltenders. I think they have now gone to wide Jonason here in the second period. Shot goes right on Jonason, and he'll make the save.
Well, and sometimes the momentum change of a personnel change like that is all a team needs to take a little bit of momentum back that they lost there for a couple of minutes. Granison was not playing horribly by any stretch of the imagination. I think he had about 9 shots, but 2 of them went in, and that it changed the momentum of that period. So I think maybe the switch, we're not going to blame it all on you, but we are going to take the change here and see if we can roll with some momentum. And he actually, Jonason's been playing a heck of a season this year, the junior goaltender.
Yeah, he is 9-0-1 with under 1.5 goals against, 90% saves.
Well, right now it's like he's a 937 save percentage and a 159 goals against. That's a pretty good statistic there, and right now with no losses and a tie as a junior goaltender, and a pretty decent schedule for a AA high school team here in Minnesota.
Now playing on the defense, number 28, Ethan Pipkin for the Wolverines. Wolverines must have some sicknesses tonight, some guys out.
I did hear a little grumbling of that just walking in on the way in this evening, that they've been going through some of what a lot of teams are going through right now. Bob, they call it the dog days for a reason. It's the dog days because you get into mid-January and you got your bumps and bruises. People are fighting through injuries. They're fighting through all the crud that's going through school right now. There's influenza going through everybody. There's even people, getting that norovirus that's going around too. That is not good. People are down and out for a week, 2 weeks at a crack. So hopefully that isn't the case, but it sounds like it very well could be. There might be guys in the lineup that you haven't seen much this year because they got to step up when somebody's not feeling well.
Dimberia wins the draw for the Wolverines. A shot from the point. Now Bialki in behind the net. Comes back to the point. This is Walters, a wrister. Big save by McLean. Rails coming back. That was looks like Caleb Lanthier. Another whistle. Another face-off coming.
I wouldn't even have noticed the goalie change, except Jonason's got some pretty loud pads. I love the look of those things.
And, of course, the helmet, too. A brand-new helmet with the green helmet.
When I mean loud, I mean they're loud to the eyeballs. You can see that from up here. Way different than the last set of pads that I saw, so I just noticed the change.
Bryant picks it up, puts it in, and then gets knocked down by Easton Walters. Carlson up to Dimberio, off a skate. Now Bryant gives it to Ross, and he'll put it in. Walters in behind his net will control it for the Wolverines. We're 4 minutes into our second period. Wolverines with a 4-2 lead over Proctor on this Thursday night. Wolverines will just dump it in. Getting there will be Breckenross. Tries to control it, and now coming away with the puck will be Giswald, but it's put back in, and Ross will control it once again for the Rails. Oh, nice move, and then Scott gave him a little trouble. Bardovich will clear it, and now here come the Wolverines back. Coming in is Norberg by himself. Shot along the backside. Davidson after it. We have a whistle. We've got a interference penalty coming. And the Wolverines are going to go on the power play.
We're going to get a chance to see that electric and dynamic power play we saw there the first couple minutes of the first period.
It'll be Giswald going off.
Right now, Rock Ridge is 2 for 3 on the power play, if my math serves me right.
Carlson, Scott, Bialki, Dimberio, and Bardovich on the power play for Rock Ridge. Here's Bardovich. Let's go with a shot. Saved by McLean. Comes right to Dimberio. Now this puck is grabbed by Scott. Hit shot. Goal! Scott with the second goal. He now has 4 points on the game. And that's a power play, the third one for Rock Ridge. That was a bullet.
Well, and the pass just gets down right off to the wall, off the side wall there, and it goes right to Cal Scott. He walks to the middle and just zips one, wires it right by his left ear. Ends up finding another one in the back of the net, and now we are sitting at 3 power play goals for the Wolverines to make it 5-2.
And Colton Bialke will get the assist. Fired in the zone by Paulson. It goes right on, and Jonason with the save. Here comes another penalty, and the Wolverines are going to go on the power play once again. Tripping penalty. Going off is going to be Gavin Davidson.
Yeah, that's not good to go back into the penalty box. You saw how that worked out for you in the first period, and you're going to see your big guns out there again. Of course, the last time the power play was out there, it wasn't any of the 2 big guns, but it is a guy that's been on the board once already tonight in Cal Scott.
Shot, save made. Boy, Carlson
He got stung there, didn't he?
Huh?
He got stung there.
Yep. Carlson will get it back to Bardovich. Carlson again. Going in after it is Austin Bryant. Here comes Carlson back. He got stung, but it looks like he's fine now. Here's Dimberio's shot over the top of the net. Clears. Nope, it's kept in nicely by Bardovich.
Another power play
here comes
coming.
another penalty, and Rockridge now is going to go 5-on-3. It's going to be Tanner Ross going to the box.
Well, at some point in time, you're going to have to figure out how to stay out of the penalty box. This is going to be literally a matter of about 10 seconds before the first one finds its way to the back of the net. With the way these guys move and move the puck, it's not going to take very long before the first one goes in. And then you just have to wait to see how long it takes before the second one goes. We've already got 3 power play goals for Rockridge. And you're about ready to see another one, at least one more.
Carlson will take the draw against Boyson. Carlson wins it. Back to the point. Bardovich, Carlson, cross ice. They try to go to Dimberio, and it's cleared out of the zone.
Well, that's that pass they were looking for. I told you in the first period, Bob, that cross rink pass where they find the seam through the middle, and it wasn't there on that one, so I think they might have paid attention a little bit to that. We talked about it at the last period break.
Dimberio will give it to Bialke. Left side, tough angle shot. Carlson will control it. Dimberio's open, and a save by McLean. Dimberio again gets it back. Off a stick, and it's cleared out by Anala. Just over 10 minutes to play in our second period. Wolverines with a 5-2 lead. Comes Carlson once again. Goes around Breckenross. He just keeps him wide, and Brecken will take it away. Clears it away from the slot area. Back to the point. Bardovich up on high. He lets go of a shot. Goal! Power play. Jackson Bardovich scores a power play.
Well, that was the 4th power play goal here for Rockridge to make it 6-2, and they still got another 50 seconds of a 5-on-4. Bardovich finding his name on the score sheet quite a bit tonight.
Scott and Carlson
also have been having a heck of a night as far as statistics.
5 points for Scott tonight, and Bardovich now with his 3rd assist. They stay on the power play. Cross ice. Here's a shot taken. Saved by McLean. Now Dahl up high. Tries to come across to Jacobson. And we have a whistle. We should take a break with looks like, it's 9:26 to go in the period. We'll have more after this. Both teams at full strength as Proctor was able to kill off the last 50 seconds of the Wolverines' advantage. 6-2 Rockridge. They scored the first 4. Proctor got the next 2, and now Rockridge with 2 power plays here in the second period have opened up a 4-goal lead once again. Walters in behind the net. Easton gets turned back and will have to reset. Turning him back defensively was Dylan Densler. This is Avery Lee. In behind that net, Densler after it. Shot along the boards and it's cleared out. Now the race is on. Westby trying to go around the defense. Anila, but a good play by Cooper. Scott tried to control it. Well, again, a huge night for the sophomore.
Couple sophomores, right?
Yep. Yeah, Scott's a sophomore. Bardovich is a ninth grader. Westby's a sophomore.
Future looks bright for the old Wolverines. We were talking about that power play just a little bit earlier, Bob, and just to remind the viewers of the 2018 Stanley Cup champion that is coaching this team right now. He was part of one of the best power plays on the team, and he played on the second power play unit, but he got to sit and watch and practice with the power play unit of one of the best power play units I've seen in the National Hockey League ever, with Alex Ovechkin on it and TJ Oshie. And so he's obviously got the knowledge of being able to set up power play scenarios and being able to teach guys power play. You can tell that they've worked on their power play.
7:24 to go in our second period. Rockridge with a 6-2 lead over Proctor. Happy to have you viewing tonight on MediaCom Public Access Channel 5, Wasabi Community Television with the stream, and also your My 9 television network. Wolverines trying to clear it out, just get it in center ice. And it's quickly fired back in. After it is Coombe. Jacob clears it out of the zone. Coming away with it. Here comes Carlson once again. He'll drop it for Bielke. Pass right in front and a goal scored. Cass Carlson makes it 7-2. Bielke with a great pass.
It's a nice little play to the net there by Bielke, and Cass Carlson just using his speed and putting that paddle down on the ice the way it should be. He banks the puck right off of his paddle and into the net.
Carlson with 2 tonight. So the official scoring was 4 from 9. That's Carlson from Bielke. And the Wolverines have outshot Proctor 28-13, and they have outgoaled them 7-2.
The night is still young, Bob. But if it continues at this rate for the next 6.5 minutes, the third period will go by rather quickly. As into the third period, if there's a 6-goal differential, they'll have run out of time.
Well, I have to tell you, I've watched quite a few games this year, and by far this is one of the better games I have seen him play. This is Breckenross in behind his net. Intercepted. Walking is Norberg, and a save by McLean. Again, almost a big turnover.
Well, it appears to me that McLean is no longer in the nets. It looks like they've made a goalie change as well, too. I didn't see when that actually happened. They have pads that look similar, so I don't know when they made that change.
It's William Porchnik, Junior, 6'2", 170. Puck was kept in by Ethan Pipkin. Now Norberg centering it. Coming away with it is Austin Bryant. He'll dump it in. It goes in behind Jonason. Now Forsberg will come away with it. We got a couple players back behind. Got kind of tangled up, and I think they maybe both get coincidental minors. Let's see. Officials looking, and I think...
Well, they're pointing to the penalty box. Looks like we're going to have a Wolverine take a seat for a couple of minutes. It's going to be a roughing call.
Looks like, again, number
Pipkin.
28, Ethan Pipkin.
He doesn't look like a real happy camper over there. He did the stick flip right there. Gave him a little bit of, I don't know what you're calling, flip. At least it was the stick that he was flipping and not anything else, Bob. That's the good news.
We should probably take a break before the power play as, well, I guess we'll keep it right now for a second as they drop the puck, face off, and power play time for the Proctor Rails. Pass, they try to get it back to Lee. This is Avery Lee. Back to the point where it goes to Boyson. Shot taken. Kept in by Davidson. And now it jumps out of the blue line and Proctor has to regroup. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the second period. 1:25 to go on this 5-on-4 advantage for the Rails.
The Rails look like they have their second power play unit out here right now, kind of giving the old rest to 14 and 7. Austin Bryant and Tanner Ross. You don't see the other Ross out there right now as well. He's taking a break. Brecken. Looks like they're making the change right now.
That was Anila who tried to go. Now with it is Brecken Ross. Back to Anila. Up to Bryant. Here they come again. They got another 35 seconds on this man advantage. Ross gives it to Lee. They try to come back, and the Wolverines coming back. Dimberio, Carlson. Dimberio offside. We'll take a break now. With 4:12 to go in our second period, 7-2 in favor of Rock Ridge. Wolverines are able to kill off the penalty as we're in our final 3+ minutes of the second period. A big period for the Wolverines. Scott Bardovich and Carlson with the Wolverine goals, and they have upped their 4-2 lead to 7-2 in our latter part of the second period. Westby will dump it in. John will go after it. Now picking up the loose puck was Logan Peterson. Shoots it along. Wolverines doing a good job keeping him pinned back. Finally coming away with Paulson. He puts a shot into the zone. Comes off the back glass. Forsberg in behind his net.
Forsberg looks like a pretty big dude.
6'5".
Holy smokes.
And when he has his skates on, he's about 6'8". Aniline behind his net will control it. Tries to clear it out. It'll be kept in by Forsberg. Almost a great move there, but defensively, he could not go around that man. Now it's picked up by Boysen. Here comes Blaine Boysen, 6'1" senior. He could not control it in the zone. Shots are 31-13 for the Wolverines. Proctor's only had 4 shots in this period. Anna will clear it out, where it's picked up by Dahl, and he'll just put it back in. 1:40 to go in the second period. Good period for the Wolverines. Comes Flatley back. Levi will drop it back for Norberg. Shoots this to this side and off the wall. Coming away with it is Wynn Griswold. Wolverines do get it back into center ice. Now it's picked up by Jacobson. He's got Flatley with him. Jacobson's shots deflected into the netting. We got a break. We'll be back after this. We're into our final minute of the second period. Wolverines with a 7-2 lead. This is Pipkin. Pass was intercepted by Lanthier. And it's cleared out of the zone. Oh, nice move by Flatley. Here comes Levi all by himself. Goes right in the net, comes off the mooring, and we'll have a whistle, and we'll have another face-off. I think a lot of people are looking towards that date over at the Yanmar Arena come the end of January. Rockridge has 4 home games in a row coming up, and then they go on the road for their final 4. And I think that's going to be a real interesting game. It could be for the number 1 seed in the Double A.
I agree. That is a well-anticipated matchup. What people are assuming are 1 and 2 in the section, and that game right there could most definitely be for the 1 seed.
But I'll definitely not Andover maybe 3 and 10, but I look at Andover's schedule.
Well, Andover has the hardest schedule of, I don't want to say the hardest of Double A, but close.
Yep.
And they've beat the 3-4 games that they've won. They've beat good teams. They've just lost to some teams maybe that they shouldn't have lost to early in the season, and they've had some growing pains in the program, and ups and downs. It's just a couple of years ago they just won the state championship.
Right. Okay, as we look at the statistics before we go away on this break, penalties are key with the penalties so far. Rockridge has really taken advantage of those Proctor penalties. We'll take a break. Reed and I will be back for the final 17 minutes shortly. Once again, our score from Virginia, it's Rockridge 7 and Proctor 2.
They do their thing. You do yours. There's fun for the whole family at Giants Ridge.
The Ranch Teammates for Life. We are a nonprofit organization aimed at providing a healthy and purposeful life for those former players and military combat veterans, as well as their families who have suffered trauma in their lives. Our mission is to raise awareness on this important issue and remove the stigma of mental illness. To provide diverse services that include all forms of humanitarian efforts aimed at fighting brain disease. Visit us at theranchteammatesforlife.org.
When you're searching for a delicious meal that the whole family can enjoy, count on the experience and flavors of the Rink Sports Bar and Grill. As a locally owned and operated business, we have been proudly serving the entire area and our customers with only the highest quality of service and food that you need to take on the day. Dine in style and fun when you check out our trivia nights, darts, pool tables, 60-inch TVs, all while you munch on tacos, burgers, and more. Stop by today.
Big fun. Big thrills. Big air. Giant memories await in Biwabik, Minnesota.
A world of options are at your fingertips when you start your future at Minnesota North. Our 6 unique campuses offer more than 100 programs, allowing you to explore countless opportunities.
It's just so universal that, you know, you might be taking a program that's based on working in an office setting or in a business setting, but the skills that you get in this program really can take you so many more places than just that.
When you're here, you'll make real-world connections that lead to immediate opportunities in your field after you graduate, or the ability to transfer and continue your education.
The instructors here actually work a lot with people in the community. I know, like at the school when we were hiring someone, we would actually email the instructors directly and say, hey, we have these job openings, and they would pass them on to the students that were in their class.
At Minnesota North, real-world experience isn't the exception, it's the norm, with hands-on instruction from professors who have years of knowledge in your field.
School as a whole, from our advisors and to faculty, I mean, they really look after you. Feel like you connect one-on-one with them a lot more. It's a lot more personal.
I think it's just like the smaller class sizes is better. You get a lot more one-on-one communication with your instructor. You'll have that more personalized experience.
We're more than just a college. We're a community ready to call home and ready to explore with on-campus housing and millions of acres of wilderness where year-round outdoor opportunities and athletics await.
Around here, you still have the opportunity to do those outdoor things that you love, as well as, getting the education that you're looking for.
I feel like this is my home away from home. That's how they've made me feel here.
And whether you want to take classes from home or on campus, our hybrid learning model gives you the flexibility to do just that while learning from the best.
So I really, really like the flexibility of the program. I like that I could do some of my classes online. I really, really liked that I was able to graduate without having to worry about having all that burden of debt on me.
From opportunities to flexibility, you get it all with some of the most affordable tuition in the state.
Cost per credit, I know, is super low compared to the bigger universities and stuff, and with that one-on-one type learning, it's definitely you get more bang for your buck.
Minnesota North colleges are open to you and a bigger, brighter tomorrow. The closest place to go far with your tomorrow is right here in Northeast Minnesota. Choose from Vermilion in Ely, Mesabi Range in Eveleth and Virginia, Itasca in Grand Rapids, Hibbing and Rainy River in International Falls. Start
Here's a shot, another goal. Levi Flatley right there will control the puck. Carlson passing. Here comes Carlson. Oh, nice drop pass. Walking in is Martovich. Oh, man, the Wolverines are on a roll here in the third period. Reed, 2 periods in the books, and it's been all Wolverines after the start of the second period.
Yeah, and a really quick jump on it in the second period for the Wolverines. All they needed was a couple of power plays. They actually had 3 more power plays that period and scored on 2 of them. So just sitting right on it right now, it looks like 4 for 6 or 4 for 5 on the power play for the Wolverines. They're clicking pretty intense right here tonight. It's fun to watch this group move the puck, and we just mentioned it briefly right after one of the power plays that the power play that Niskanen has got going here, he's got power play experience with one of the best in the history of the NHL. So you know that he's going to be able to teach this to his young men. But I think just getting into the start of this period would be kind of fun to watch a couple of these highlights.
But it's also interesting that the kids are really buying into it, and I think that's always an important thing for any coach, to have the kids believing in what you're teaching them, and I think that's the case right now at Rock Ridge.
Yeah, it's hard for a young kid not to be mesmerized by, well, this guy played in the NHL. He played with one of the best teams in the world and won the Stanley Cup in 2018, and he played with one of the best players to ever play the game, Alex Ovechkin. So it's going to be real difficult to not get their attention. He's getting their attention very easily and a lot here throughout the course of the season from these guys.
I want to know how many signed autographs you have of Matt Niskanen's cards. I got about 4 or 5.
I don't have any cards signed. Oh. I actually don't think I have anything signed from him, because I always gave it to everybody when I was here. He had signed autographs for my camp that I ran here in Virginia for 6 of the 7 years I was here. He had helped me run the camp, and for at least 1 or 2 days he would sign autographs for the entire day, and I just wanted to make sure little kids got the autographs. But I was the first person in line when we were getting ready to open up to see the Stanley Cup. I was the
because
first
you
person
were across the street.
Yeah, I used to live right across the street.
Yeah, I mean, so you were sitting there since about midnight the night before, right? Well, so far a pretty good night. Cal Scott, 2 goals, 3 assists. Cass Carlson, couple goals and assists. Bialke with 3 assists. So some pretty good numbers so far for the Wolverines, and we've got 17 minutes. We're just underway here in our final period. Wolverines with a commanding lead.
Well, in high school hockey, all it takes is a 6-goal differential, and people are going to be out of here a little bit earlier. So we'll see if that gets clicked up to that level here tonight. They need 1 more to put up on the board in order for us to. Or for me to be heading back to the west side of the range.
Well, I'm sure Coach Laspy just wants to see his team win this third period, get the momentum coming back into their next game when they travel to Ely.
Yeah, you know what? There's moments in this game where they did steal the momentum. All they need to do is get a little pushback like they did late in the first period and kind of shut down that snowball that was starting to get bigger and bigger. They stopped it, but then just kind of a slower start in the second period and 3 goals back to back there for the Wolverines, and they took the momentum all the way back.
Battling for the corner, that is Wynn Giswald. Dahl lays a check on one of the rails, and the Wolverines trying to come out of the zone. And they finally do get it out, and now Proctor will reset back in their own end. That was Mason Imhoff. Pass comes up to Ramazzini. Now here comes John Westby in the zone. Goes around the defense, in behind the net. Battle for it along the corner. Right along the boards. Now Westby try to pick up the puck. It's loose, and it'll be grabbed by Giswald, and he'll just dump it out, and now he'll head to the bench as Proctor will change up some of their forwards. This is Bardovich getting it to Scott, and it was just deflected away. Now Tanner Ross off the wall. Wolverines will keep it in. Bardovich again. Goes to Westby in behind. He gets bumped off the play, but continues to work hard. Sophomore with a nice play there. Comes right to the slot area, and taking the puck away was Imhoff. We're 2.5 minutes into our final 17 minutes. Oh, big check. No call at all as Forsberg got knocked down.
Well, Forsberg took kind of just a weird little push, and I don't know that was intentional to hit him from behind, but I think he ended up getting a weird push off on the left shoulder, which kind of turned him in backwards. That could have been ugly. But no call, and the game continues on.
Now Coombe will get it up to Scott. Cal now will carry it back into center ice. Up to Flatley. Levi avoids a check, avoids another check, then lost the footing and goes down. And the Rails will just clear it out. They'll change up some of their personnel. Icing is called with 13:47 to go. 7-2 lead for Rock Ridge over Proctor. Wolverines looking to go 14-3 with one tie on the season, and that one tie was in Rogers, where they took on about the number 5 ranked team in AA and skated to a 3-3 overtime tie with that team.
Yeah, and that's a big feather in the cap. So anybody that wants to say that the schedule isn't as intense as it was or should be for a AA team, they've played some high-end, high-ranked team this year. Only a 1-goal loss to Wayzata, who just beat Edina. That was earlier in the season that the Wolverines lost that game, but it was a tight game the entire night long. And then, of course, number 4 or 5 ranked Rogers, a tie game. So they're playing good teams. There's no question about it.
Wolverines will keep it in the zone. Rails trying to get it out. Jacobson at the blue line. Now Flatley try to get it to Norberg, and it's cleared out of the zone by Paulson. Walters shoots it into his own player's bench, and we'll get a whistle and we'll get a face-off.
Looked like he was aiming for assistant coach Chris Weston on that one. Glad Weston didn't get hit.
I always give it to Chris every time I talk about flopping on the ice. I always tease him about that.
I can't
he was the best at it.
That. I cannot unsee that. I saw a highlight video at one point in my tenure here, and I was not coaching when Chris Weston played, but he did help me coach. I did see that replay in a section semifinal, and it was at the Memorial Building, where he was one of the best at drawing penalties, like flopping around out there.
That was against Duluth Marshall.
Duluth Marshall, yeah.
And because of that, we got a power play goal, I think, and we beat Marshall to advance.
It was some pretty good theatrics, by the way.
Here's Bryant. He goes down. Lost a footing. Continues to work hard to control it. And the Wolverines again will just clear it into center ice. You just see kind of the whole tempo's kind of slowed down quite a bit now with the score differential. Wolverines now going with Grant Dimberry on the ice, and Grant is another skilled 9th grader. You're going to be seeing a lot of him over the next few years as his older brother graduates. Now Dahl will clear it into center ice. Loose puck is picked up by Carlson. A shot comes to the side of the net. Grady Dimberry almost stuffed it in. And again, the Rails would just clear it out. That's Austin Bryant, one of the captains of the Rails. Goes in deep, and Davidson will get there just ahead of Dimberry. Carlson off his skate will keep it in the offensive zone. Carlson will give it back. Here's Bialke trying to give it to Dimberry through his legs and out all the way down, and Jacob Coombe now will run it down in his own end. 11 minutes plus to go here in our hockey game. Here comes Carlson back. Cass on the left side, drops it for Bialke. A shot off a skate, and still in that circle. At the point now, the Wolverines will still keep it in, and finally it's grabbed, and Giswald will clear it. Does not get it out, though. Pass comes back to Carlson, intercepted. Now a shot from the point, save made. Goalie is down. Here's a shot off a skate again. That was Colton Bialke taking that shot.
Well, you can only last so long in your defensive zone. Taking a beating like Proctor's been taking here for the last 2 minutes. From that top line from Rock Ridge, they just could not get the puck out. Finally, they were able to get it out, but I don't think all 5 guys were able to change.
That was Coombe who took the last shot right out in front. D'Imberio could not pull the trigger. Now Carlson, left side. Coming in after it is Pipkin. Brings around the boards to this side. Carlson will control it. Now it goes to Biolki, centering pass, and it's cleared out of the zone. It'll go all the way down. And we will take a break with 9:51 to play. We'll have more hockey after this. Nine and a half minutes to play in our hockey game. Wolverines with a 7-2 lead. They led 4-0. Proctor then got the next two to cut it to 4-2 at the end of the first period. Wolverines added 3 in the second.
Coach Laspy just kind of reaching at straws right now here to figure out what to do to keep this thing close enough so that it's stop time. One more goes in past his goaltender, and the clock just keeps ticking. As of right now, they're able to keep the puck out of there, but it has been down in the rail end the entire period.
Coming into the zone, it was Avery Lee. Nice move, centering pass, nobody home. And the Wolverines able to clear it out of the zone. Brecken Ross back in his own end. Gets it up to Lee. He could not touch it because he was going to the bench and a replacement was already on the ice.
That could have been a really iffy situation there for Proctor. He kind of did a little pirouette around the puck, like you said, and didn't touch it, because if he did, it would have been too many men on the ice. You'd have been looking at another penalty kill, which at this rate wouldn't last it very long because they're 4 for 6 already on the power play.
Cross ice pass. Wolverines Jacobson dumps it into the attacking zone. Once again, this is Cooper Anola. Headbands a pass up for, looked like that was Lanthier, and it was off the blocker of Jonason. Jonason with 4 saves in that second period. Wolverines with 11 saves on, or 12 saves now on 14 shots. Wolverines have fired 36 shots tonight at the 2 goaltenders for Proctor.
Well, Wyatt making it look pretty easy here. Jonason making it look pretty easy here with just a few shots on net since he's been in the net. The opportunities there from Proctor were actually a little bit more point blank that they scored on in the first period. So we'll see if Proctor can get a little bit more offense going here.
Flatley after it and behind the net. Looks for someone in front. Centering pass comes back. Here's a shot taken. Was just high by Coombe. Jacob was right there, and boy, he saw an opening and just fired up high over the top. Now Flatley tried to hit somebody in the middle. That would have been Jacobson. Puck comes to the side of the net. 7.5 to play. Wolverines 7-2. Now Norberg will control it. Nice move by Norberg. On the backhand, gives it to Flatley, and Levi just could not get to it. Nice defensive play that time by Mason Imhoff of the Rails. Forsberg will keep it in. Imhoff shoots it off the glass. Geez, I had an interesting call the other day. I'm going to ask you about it when we get another whistle here. Coming in is Austin Bryant. Shot over the top, and the Wolverines now will break out. Landon Matheson on the ice for the first time tonight. Rails will keep it in. 6.5 minutes to play. Forsberg is after it, but Coombe will get there. Tries to go back to Forsberg. Intercepted by Giswalt. And now the Wolverines will break out. Here comes Matheson in center ice. He's got Scuffy in the middle. And once again, it's cleared out of the zone. Dumped in real deep. Coming up on our final 6 minutes. Oh, bad pass walking in and a big save. Hard shot taken by Boyson. Last Saturday afternoon, well, we're going to take a break first and we'll come back and talk about the situation. Here comes Bialke back. Center pass for Carlson. Goes in behind the net. Bialke controls it. Back to the point. Walter shot right on. Carlson got a stick on it, and he just could not get it in. Ross will pin Carlson into the wall. Now Dimberio goes back to the point. Cross ice, it comes to Walters. His wrister goes towards the net. Deflected just wide. Rails trying to clear it out. Wolverines putting a lot of pressure on now. Here's Bialke again, who's had a big night for the Wolverines. Now it's grabbed by Dimberio. He comes to this side. Grady way up on top. He goes right in. Goaltender's down. A shot. No whistle yet, and it goes in. We got a goal. Carlson will score, and the Wolverines go on top by a score of 8-2.
You just see the wheel come right around the top of the zone. Dimberio with speed. A high wired shot on the goaltender, and there was about 4 rebounds right there in front of the net. 2 of the rebounds were whacked by somebody else, and then another one or 2 by Kaz Carlson, and Kaz Carlson made sure to complete the hat trick tonight. Bob over here doing stats, and he's starting to get arthritis in his hands because he's writing so many dashes with all of the points that are getting tallied up tonight for the Wolverines.
And Bialke got his 4th. Okay, last Saturday afternoon, Wolverines putting pressure on, and the goaltender just picked up the puck and shot it into the crowd. I know in pro hockey that would have been a delay of game.
Yeah.
Is that not the case in high school?
You know what? You're asking the wrong guy when it comes to thinking about all of the when it comes to all these little ticky-tack rules, and somebody can call in or text or whatever it might be. In most high-level leagues, that's a delay game. I don't think they would do that in high school hockey, but I could be wrong. I've never seen it happen before.
Yeah.
Not in a high school hockey game.
Well, that's the first time I've seen it, and I just said right away that it should have been called a penalty, but no penalty was called. They played on. The Wolverines won that day. They played Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They got their 13th victory on Saturday afternoon. Clock is in running time as we've got a 6-goal differential.
Yeah, and just as I expected, it's not a penalty in high school hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I always do that. If I don't know it, I'll just throw it out there. And I got father of former goaltender from Proctor, Dave Riles, text me and just says, "Hey, high school hockey, that's not a penalty."
Okay.
So it is in pro hockey.
Yeah,
it is, and that's why I said I've never seen it called before. I've actually never seen it happen before. But thanks, Dave.
Here's Cal Scott scoring another one, and now Cal's got the hat trick.
Well, you didn't see hats come out this time. Apparently, they don't want to throw their nice waggle hats out on the ice. Somebody threw a really nice hat out there last time when Kaz Carlson just scored and completed the hat trick, and they didn't want to do it for the sophomore, or what?
I don't know, but the official scoring is Cal Scott. Getting assists was Ethan Jacobson and Landon Matheson. So the Wolverines lead by a score of 9-2 with 2:20 to go. Wolverines will keep the puck in the attacking zone. Shot was deflected to this near side. Jacobson after it. He'll dig it free. Has all kinds of trouble with Blaine Boyson in behind. Norberg will give it. This is Frederick's shot, was just wide. Kept in by Pipkin. Norberg after it in the corner. Coming up on 90 seconds running time here with the 7-goal differential. Proctor was just going to clear it out, and now this is going to just run some more of the clock down. The rails will change up. Both teams will change up. Wolverines now will we'll take our final break. Clock continues to run. We'll just let our producers know that we'll be taking the Arrowhead Transit post-game show. It'll come up. Reed and I will run down the final statistics, final thoughts on this Thursday night as the Wolverines are going to go to 14-3-1 on the season, while Proctor is going to drop to 500, 8-1.
Well, Proctor just ran into a hot hand here tonight. Couple of hat tricks, one from the sophomore, one from the junior high flyer, Kaz Carlson, the sophomore, Cal Scott. Just ran into a hot hand here tonight. A lot of those goals were scored on the power play. Two or three of them in the first period, two more in the second period. And then this period was all 5-on-5 goals. And Rock Ridge just putting it to them tonight.
Okay, stay tuned. We're going to have our post-game show sponsored by the Arrowhead Transit.
They do their thing. You do yours. There's fun for the whole family at Giants Ridge.
The Ranch Teammates for Life. We are a nonprofit organization aimed at providing a healthy and purposeful life for those former players and military combat veterans, as well as their families who have suffered trauma in their lives. Our mission is to raise awareness on this important issue and remove the stigma of mental illness. To provide diverse services that include all forms of humanitarian efforts aimed at fighting brain disease. Visit us at theranchteammatesforlife.org.
When you're searching for a delicious meal that the whole family can enjoy, count on the experience and flavors of the Rink Sports Bar and Grill. As a locally owned and operated business, we have been proudly serving the entire area and our customers with only the highest quality of service and food that you need to take on the day. Dine in style and fun when you check out our trivia nights, darts, pool tables, 60-inch TVs, all while you munch on tacos, burgers, and more. Stop by today.
And welcome back to the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, where our final score tonight, 9-2, Rockridge over Proctor. Boy, a big shot advantage, 41-17. They won most of the face-offs, I guess, were pretty close. But again, the big difference was some of those penalties, 6 penalties on Proctor tonight, and that led to 4 power plays for Rockridge. Reed?
Yeah, 4 power play goals for Rockridge, and they've obviously got a very dynamic power play with 2 high-end goal scorers in Grady Demberio and Kaz Carlson, but some pretty good things coming from the youngsters. You got freshman Bardovich on the back end, who's quarterbacking that power play up top, and then, of course, you got Cal Scott right there in the bumper, who had a hat trick himself here tonight as well. So power play got things rolling, but we got an opportunity to see some pretty cool things 5-on-5 here in the third period. They popped in a couple extra goals.
So you were scouting tonight also, for your Grand Rapids team. You saw a lot of good things out of this Rockridge team that I know you'll have to take back and figure out how Rapids is going to match up against this Rockridge team, because this is a nice team.
That's part of the benefit of me being able to do some of these games, and over the course of the last couple of years is that I get to sit up here and take some mental notes. And I've said it ever since the beginning of the season. This isn't the only film that I've watched on Rockridge. I've watched a lot on our regular system that we use in high school hockey, and I get a chance to break things down, and I've said it since the beginning. Rockridge is for real. They've got some guys that can score some goals, and they get goaltending. They got it tonight here on the back end. Jonason got the switch after the first period. They ended up taking Radisson out. Like you said, it wasn't necessarily his fault, but sometimes that gives a little bit of a boost when you change it in between periods, and that's the classy thing to do, what Matt Niskanen did tonight. You didn't pull him in the middle of a period. You ended up waiting until the period break, and then you barely even saw the switch. The only reason why I noticed is because of his goalie pads were loud. But, yeah, they said that's the benefit. I get an opportunity to watch these games and bring some thoughts back that we can share with our coaching staff in Grand Rapids.
Rockridge has 7 games remaining on the season. Their next 3 games are going to be right here in Virginia, and they close out the season with 4 road games, and a couple of those will be some real tests as we're wrapping up and get ready for the postseason.
Yeah, you look forward to those games at the end of the season as you're starting to wind up, and I can't believe we're already saying it's getting till the second half of January right now. We talked about it earlier. It is the dog days, and that usually happens in mid-January where guys are getting sick and getting bumped up a little bit. But how are we this far already into the season? People are already starting to talk about, well, how are the seedings going to shape out? There's still too many games to tell who the number 1 seed in most cases are going to be around the state of Minnesota, whether you're talking AA or single A. But I think it's pretty clear at this point in time who the 1 or the 2 seed is going to be in Section 7 AA, and that matchup on January 30th over at Yanmar Arena. Whoever walks out of that game with a W, I'm going to assume is going to be the number 1 seed.
Well, that'll do it from Virginia. We want to thank our Rockridge media crew that helped us tonight. Nice to have some of these extra people around learning the skill, and hopefully they can take over more and more of these games in the future. Darwin was on our main camera once again. We had a couple of the Rockridge students on the side cameras. Simon back working at KBJR, running all the controls. It's nice to hear from Simon once again. Steve Rockala is our producer in the truck. So, again, it was a lot of fun tonight. I enjoyed doing it, and I hope It was fun having you here for one final time. This is it there, big buddy.
One last hurrah here on my nine with you, Bob. It's been fun. It's like we said, it goes back to 2018 when we started doing this together, and I don't know how many games it's been, but it's about 10 a year up until last year, and a couple last year, and one this year together. And it's hard to say it's the last one, but it probably is.
Okay, once again, our final score tonight, it was Rockridge over Proctor by a score of 9-2. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Here's a shot, another goal. Levi Flatley right there will control the puck. Carlson passes. The goalie stays in. Here comes Carlson. Oh, nice drop pass. Oh, man, the Wolverines are on a roll here in the third period.